Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's video is a soft-spoken art tour of some of my favorite pieces that I have displayed around my house right now. I am not an art collector. I don't have any Monets or Picassos. Nothing I have is expensive, and most of what I have is from local art fairs or art galleries that I've acquired over the past many years. As you may know, I recently moved a couple of months ago and am slowly but surely getting the place together. Wallpapered my bedroom. I finally have new bedding because my last bedding was way too busy with the wallpaper that we had put up. So taking steps to make the place feel more like home, and a big part of that is getting art on the walls. So I'm just going to show you a couple of the things I have around my house. Lots of tracing, things of that nature. So I hope you enjoy. I think we will go smallest to largest. So one little piece of art that I have is this fridge magnet that my friend made for me. This is of my two cats, Sammy and Tsuki, a little black cat and a little white cat. My friend makes calendars. She is a woodcut artist. I don't think this is a woodcut. I think this is just watercolors. But she's made some really cool block prints, calendars, things like that. So she sent this to me maybe 2 years ago. And it is just a fridge magnet. But I love this. I feel like it really captures their personalities. We have that wide-eyed Sammy boy. He is such a scaredy cat. He will run away from any little noise. He is kind of an anxious boy, unfortunately. And Suki is definitely getting up to trouble, whatever it is. But I think this is so sweet. My friend made it for me, and I display it very proudly on my fridge. The next piece is another Tsuki Sammy piece that my friend made. This is a different friend, but she also does woodcuts and block prints. This is a lino print, and this is actually what we sent out as Christmas cards last year. I just saved a blank one. But this is taken from a picture I took of Samuel and Suki the first year I had them. Of them just looking out the window as the snow falls. Tsuki perched up and Sammy all laid out. As the snow comes down in big flakes. We have a lovely lodgepole pine over on this side. And it's just two cozy cats watching the snowfall. I think this is such an incredible print. She did such a good job. And she once invited me over to do some lino printing, and I do not have her talent. It is very difficult because you also have to do everything in reverse. So it's a mirror image of the print that you're going to get. And I'm not a very talented visual artist. I'm not a skilled drawer or painter, things like that. I crochet, I do fiber arts. But the visual arts, like painting, drawing, not my forte. And the final cat piece of artwork, I promise this is the last one, is this little print that I got somewhere. I can't remember, honestly. It might have been just like a local art market. Just at a local art market. But this is Samuel to a T. He loves eating houseplants. We had this big fern in our bedroom. And not fern, palm in our bedroom. Just like this plant here, with the long fronds. And Samuel would paw it down and take big bites out of it, which was not good for the plant. And was also not good for Samuel and really upset his stomach. But he would not stop doing it, so when I saw this little print, I think it was only like $10. And I thought that is my boy through and through. So I picked this up. I don't own 2 black cats. So one behind here, just peeking out. If they made it a white cat, it would be perfect because Suki and Sammy are definitely accomplices. Getting up to trouble together. But this cat right here, munching on this palm, absolutely something that Samuel would do. So I've had to lift all of my plants up on very tall plant stands so that he can't get to them. This is just sitting on my bookshelf upstairs. Very cute, very sweet. And that is the last of the cat artwork. The next 2 pieces are tiles that I got on my trip to Portugal in 2023, I think. May or June of 2023, I'm pretty sure. Portugal, in Lisbon, and Porto, all over Portugal. We'll see these beautiful tiles used to decorate houses, where instead of brick or instead of siding, you will have a house completely covered in tiles. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. So I picked up this tile, which looks like it has maybe some olive branches. I'm not quite sure if this is meant to be a real tree or if it's just an artistic depiction of some branches with fruits. But I really liked the colors on this one. The green, the blue, the yellow, kind of orange color. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little fruits on these branches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 leaves. Perfectly symmetrical. Perfectly symmetrical. on the back it says, it's very faint, I don't know if you can read it, but it says made in Portugal. Made in Portugal. I have another much thicker tile. This one with a bird on it, maybe a quail or a very stylized peacock. We saw lots of peacocks when we were in Portugal. But as much as I love the colors on the other one, I love also just the blue and white, the chinoiserie. I think it's very classic. I love blue and white china, like plates, bowls, teacups. So my husband picked this one out because he loves all sorts of birds. He really likes birds. But here we have these little decorations at the corners. Some lovely palms, or bushes or shrubs, whatever they may be. And of course in the middle, this big pheasant, peacock, quail, something, I'm not quite sure what it is. Up next is this cool piece that I got many, many years ago. What's cool about this is it looks kind of like plants, but actually it's a very, very up-close photo of a stone. So these fractal patterns are crystal structures in the stone. And I saw this at a art festival when I was in high school, and I really liked it. I remember I really liked it. I just thought it was so cool, and I ended up getting it as a Christmas gift because I didn't buy it while I was there. I regretted it, and so my family got it for me as a Christmas gift. This is by Mike Woodward Photography. And all of his photography, I think, is like this. It's like macro photos of different kinds of stones and crystals. But the fractal patterns of the crystal structure are really cool, I think. So I don't remember what kind of stone this is. Maybe quartz, maybe agate. I really don't remember, but I might be able to look it up. And this is just printed on canvas. I have it hanging up in my living room. Next is a very special piece. This is one of a kind, and it is made by my mom. My mom loves to draw these mandalas. She has all sorts of different artwork with these mandalas. But she also draws a lot of plants, mostly vegetables. She's very into, like, she has a huge vegetable garden, and she also loves to draw and paint. She does all these, like, mandala drawings of beets and carrots and sweet potatoes, I don't know, these really cool like vegetable drawings. And I asked her to do me one, but I asked her to make one of ferns. Ferns are one of my favorite plants, and they were featured prominently in my wedding bouquet. My wedding bouquet had lots of ferns and greenery. It was all green and white. So I asked her to make me a drawing of a fern plant. And I'm really happy with how it came out. Of course, it has this mandala on the pot. She always hides a little insect in her drawings, whether it's a ladybug or a butterfly or a bumblebee. But I think this matches my aesthetic perfectly. I love all shades of green, all the different shades of green. I think the mandala on the pot is really pretty. And it, reminds me of my wedding day with the ferns. But also it's nice because my mom made it for me. She also hid a little fiddlehead fern in here because she originally wanted to do all fiddlehead ferns because she likes making drawings of things that are edible and vegetables, and I said, no, please make it of like ferns, not fiddlehead ferns, because I didn't have fiddlehead ferns in my wedding bouquet. They look very different, these little twisty guys. But she still hid one in here. She still hid one in here. So I think this is just cool. This hangs actually right next to that last Fractal rock photo, which has those kind of ferny branches. So they hang next to each other in my living room. The other piece that I have in my living room is this columbine flower. Columbines are the state flower of Colorado, which is where I was raised. I lived there my whole life until I moved away for college. But I still have a really deep connection to Colorado. The nature there, the mountains. I have a columbine and mountain tattoo on my leg to kind of remind me of home. So I have actually a set of 6 different prints of Colorado wildflowers. So things like columbine, Indian paintbrush. But this one's my favorite. I love columbine flowers. I think they're so unique looking. The 5 outer petals, the 5 inner petals, the stark blue and white contrast. Very striking, a very unique flower. So I have a set of 6 different Colorado wildlife prints. 2 are in my living room, 2 are in my office, and 2 are not hung up yet. I don't know where to put them. But this one's my favorite. Not quite an art piece, but I display it as an art piece. Is this framed record. I think this record is so cool. This is Acoustics 2 by Minus the Bear. And I have this hanging right above my record player. I love the splattered pink and blue and black. It's such a unique looking record. And Minus the Bear is one of my favorite bands. I talked about them in my record tapping and tracing video, but I own a lot of vinyl by Minus the Bear. I actually saw them when they came on tour in November, but I have this vinyl framed, which I know is not good for the vinyl, but I don't plan on playing this record. I just plan on displaying it. I actually have 2 copies of this record, one for display and one to play, but I have just the plain black version that I actually spin on my record table, and this one is just for looks. This one is just to display, because I think it's a cool art piece. I think it is visually striking, and so I have it just hanging on the wall above my record player. And the very last piece is by a local artist, and it's these little bunnies. I think they're very sweet. I think they're very cute. It's just 2 little bunnies underneath a cherry blossom tree. I love pastels. I love pastel pink, pastel blue, pastel purple. And so my office is all decorated in pastels. So I have a pastel movie poster. I have this. I want to paint the walls either pastel pink or pastel green. Very light colors. I love pastels. I love cute, sweet things. And I was at a local art show and saw this and thought it was just so sweet, so cute. And so this is right above my desk. It's kind of like a weeping willow and a cherry blossom tree. The little bunnies, the little spotted bunny, and the gray and white bunny. Very sweet. I don't remember the artist name, and I can't actually read this signature, but if I can find it, I'll put it in the video description. But I bought it at an art show maybe 2 years ago, so we'll see if I'm able to find it again. These sweet, sweet little bunnies. And so that's all the art I have to show today. It's a very small portion of my art, but it's all the art pieces that are small enough to get on camera. Maybe I'll do a part 2 with some of my larger pieces if anyone is interested. None of these pieces are very expensive, but they're all special to me in some way or another. Many of them were gifts or made by people that I love and am close to. So I hope you enjoyed this little art tour. And I'll see you in the next video. Good night. Good night. Good night.